What record? Are the event I and P independent? Now, how are you going to know whether they're independent or not? You need to find manually the probability of I times by the probability of your PlayStation. Probability of your I is actually 3/5. Okay, times by the probability of your P is 12/25. And actually no need to know, but you already know the value does not equals to 6/25. Huh? That is 36/125. Okay, which is does not equivalent to 6/25. Just in case some of you wonder, the probability of your I, this is the probability of your I. Probability of your P, you read the P, okay, that's the probability of your P. Okay, I, that's the I, P is the P, so you multiply. So since the probability does not equals to this, so we have evidence. So you're gonna say that since, all right, probability I times by probability of your P, the two event, does not equivalent to the intersection, probability of I intersection with the P. This one you do it manually, you calculate one by one, take the I multiplied by P, and it is not equivalent to that overlap. The overlap, you can just look at the table. This is the overlap, so you don't get it there. And you don't get that same. So what about it? So since they are not the same, you can say now that for your event I and P are not independent. Okay, they are not independent. Okay, since they are not. All right, since I just did not record just now, I'll just do the screen for the answer. Huh? All right, question 1. Part B. Question 2. Part B, C, and D. Question 3, the beginning part. Okay. Any questions so far? 3 questions, 30 minutes. That's good. Okay. All right, so that is done. All is about the basic probability. Next is your combination and permutation. You have a class of 10 male and 12 female students. A team of 8 are selected to play at badminton at MUFY game. How many teams can be formed if no restriction? No restriction is always the simplest. All you add together, there are altogether 22. 22 students. All right, so in this case, you're going to do 22C8. Okay, 22C8, you'll get 3, 1. Okay, I should do it properly, right? I do it. 1. How many teams? So in this case, by right, should be number of teams. we have all in 22 people. You want to choose only 8, and that will give you 319,770. Okay, different teams. How many teams can be formed with exactly 4 female? So these are very important for you to know. Number of teams again. Okay, of course, in this case, number of teams with 4 female. If you don't want to write that 4 female, that's fine with 4 female. That means what you're doing here is 4 female. That means must be also 4 male. Total must be always 8. Should be, you can get the 4 female from the 12. So 12, you're choosing 4. Multiply because they are together, right? Multiply 10 boys choose 4. Okay, 10 boys choose 4, and you can just use your calculator effectively. That's, you press your maths PROB, PROB. You'll be getting 103,950. Okay, if the value not correct, please voice over me. Right. Second, third one is how many teams can be formed if there are more female students? More female students. This is getting a bit more stickier. You want to know the number of more female students, the number of teams. With more female, with more female. So that means because 8, if 4 they are equal, so more female means you must start with a 5 female, 3 male, plus with a 6 female, that means 2 male, plus with a 7 female, 1 male, plus with all female, 8 female, 0 male. For each one, you have to do that NC, NCR. So this is actually, sorry, not 5. Okay, this one, each one you have to do it individually. That means you're gonna say 12C5 times 10C3 plus 6, 12C6. The smaller number always the bottom, times 10C2 plus 12C7 times 10C1 plus finally 12C8. You want to write that can, don't want to write also can, because that is equals to 1, 10C0. So if you use your calculator, you should be getting the values is 95,040 plus 41,580, 7,920. Last one is 495. If you sum it up, that should give you 145035. This is just a number. And they asked you here, hence find the probability. Okay, you need to find the probability. The probability always go for the number that without any restriction. So your probability, okay, probability of more female would be 145035 divided by the total 319 770. And the answer must be always in simplest fraction. Okay, I think it should be 293,646. Okay, can. Right. Next, they asked you there are 4 people, Abu, Apu, and Annie and Amy were seated. Okay, find the probability of them not sitting together for the photo session. Let's say this is a photo session, they will be sitting and assume everybody is sitting. So it's rather easy for us to find sitting together first, okay, rather than not sitting together, because there could be many things, the possibilities. So find the number of sitting together, all right? Number of together, number of seated together. That means you're gonna have these 4 people. Okay, Abu and these 4 people and another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have your permutation that you take it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Within them, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 2 different arrangements. You can arrange, okay, within 4 of them and the remaining. So the remaining will be actually 5P5 multiplied by within is 4P4. So you will get 280. Okay, 280. So you need to also know without any restriction, any restriction. So without any restriction, that is 8P8, 8P8. That should not be issue there. So therefore, you want to know the probability not together. To be 1 minus of them being together, 2880 divided by 8P8. Okay, there are 8 of them. You arrange them regardless. That's without restriction. 8P8 without restriction. You'll get your answer should be 0.9286. Are we okay here? Okay, this is where the 8 people already been selected. They already been selected. Any questions? Combination, permutation. Another question, combination and permutation. You have the same scenario. 7 futsal and 8 basketball were collected from the student life for the MUFY game. Wants to have 6 ball at random, right? So to select 6 ball at random without any restriction, they're all together 15, choose 6. Okay, so the A1, you got number of ways. You have 15 balls and you're gonna choose 6 of it, so you'll get 5005. Okay. We have 2 futsal matches and 4 basketball matches. Will run concurrently. State the number of possible ways of selecting the balls and find the probability. Of course, we use futsal ball, basketball. We're gonna use basketball ball, right? So the number of ways for you to have, okay, for 2 futsal and 4 basketball. Huh? The 2 futsal you can obtain by 7, choose 2, multiply the basketball, we have 8, choose 4. You'll be getting 1,470 different ways. So the probability, okay, therefore the probability of 2 futsal and 4 basketball, right, should be 1470 divided by 5005. Make sure in simplest fraction gives you 42 over 143. Okay, make sure it's simplest fraction. Whatever fraction you have, always key in your GC, change it to fraction and see. Do not leave your answer unsimplified. That's it about that. Another one for the less adventurous students. There are some word game. They are required to form words from the arranging the word caps lock using the alphabets only. This is similar to the mentor-mentee session question. State the number of distinguishable word regardless the meaning. Some of course no meaning. So if caps locks, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 alphabets. So B1, you have number of words. That would be 8 factorial or 8P8. 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 Capital P. Capital P. That is equivalent to 8 factorial. So you can get your answer. It's just 40320. Okay, 8P8 is 8 factorial. Number of arrangement where the vowels together. So the vowels together, we have only 2 here, which is A and O. So your vowels together, you will be getting, here is your vowel is A and O. So together out of 8, it become only 7 because your A and O will become 1. Okay. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other alphabets. So total will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 external. Internal you have 1, 2. Okay. So you're gonna get 7P7 multiply the internal or within A and O, which is actually 2P2. Okay, and your answer is 10080. Question wants you to find not together, similar to the earlier one, sitting together and not together. So this is probability vowels not together. Okay, there will be 1 minus probability vowels together. That means it's 1 minus, what's the message about? Okay, 10080. So many messages coming in. 320. Just give me a second. Let me finish up first. 3/4. Wait, what's this happening? Caps. For 2 C's. What am I doing? How could I not seeing the similar divide? Thank you. What's this? Oh yeah, I got 2 C's. So number of ways here you have to divide by. This is also double. So number of words is, you not see the 2 C's. What is this? 8 P8 vertical divide by 2P2 for the 2 C's. Okay, 2P2 for the 2 C's. Yeah, that's 2C. It's not good. And that will give you, not mistaken, 20160. Vowels together, we still need to divide that by the 2 C's together, which is 2P2. That means can cancel off. You will be getting 5040. So the probability now changed. Okay, the probability is changed. That is 5040 divided by 20160, and whatever the answer is. Anybody? Anybody means nobody. But minus 5040 divided by 20160. It's the same answer. Is 30. Whoa. 3/4. What's this? Yeah, okay. Thank you. Heng Wei. Spotted the error. Raphael, right? Thanks, man. Okay, let's. Right. That's all basic probability. Next, we will move into the distribution. Okay, we have distribution. Under the distribution, we have the mean, median, mean, variance, and standard deviation. Now, for the expected value, okay, you cannot run away from the expected value and standard deviation or variance. Okay, so if you want to find the expected value is EX or mu. Okay, all these are the same just in case. So that means the random variable 0 times the probability 0.05 plus the random variable times the probability 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 plus the random variable times the probability. Okay, so if you do the maths, you should be able to get 3.5. So the expected marks would be 3.5 marks. Huh? Okay, so it's either 3 or 4 marks. You are asked to find the EX squared. EX squared is similar to the EX, but you have to square your X. So EX squared, okay, that is actually your random variable squared times the probability plus the random variable squared times the probability plus the random variable squared times by the probability, random variable squared multiplied by the probability, random variable squared probability plus random variable squared plus the times the probability. If you do the addition, you would be getting 14.8. So we want to find the variance. So your variance of your X should be EX squared minus your mu squared. That is 14.8 minus 3.5 squared. Will give you a variance of 2.55. If you are asked to find the standard deviation, okay, read the question carefully. That means the square root of 2.55. Okay, you could use your graphing calculator depending to just to check in this case. Okay, you will go to the stat. All done. So number 1, so this is 0, enter, 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that is 0.05, 0.1, 0.15, 0.1, 0.2, 0.4. Okay, always double check. Entry is all correct. Second, quit. You go to stat again, you go to the test, and then you go to number 1. Because there's only one variable, which is your X. The least is the random variable. Frequency least is your frequency, which is is your probability, which is located in L2 second 2. Enter, enter, you calculate. So do we get 30.5, 14.8 for the summation of EX squared? Now you're given here is a standard deviation. You need to square. When you want to square this value, use the exact value to square. Okay, use your Casio, key in the exact value of this, and then you square. You would be getting 2.55. If you use any rounded value, you will not get the correct answer. Use the exact value of the standard deviation. Sigma X is a standard deviation for X. Okay. Find the probability of student getting more than half of the full marks. So more than half of the full marks. Okay, that is the 3. Okay, probability more than half, your X must be greater than 3 and equals, because half marks is 2.5. Okay, more than 2.5, so it's 3 onwards. So you will take the probability X equals to 3 plus with the probability x equals to 4 plus the probability x equals to 5. So look at the table, add up those values, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 0.1, 0.2, 0.4. So that gives you 0.7. Okay, gives you 0.7 as your answer. Next, in a class of 30 students, let M be the number of students who obtain the more than half of the full marks. State what type of distribution M. Okay, so the M here should be binomial because it's a number of students. It's either got more than half or not. So M is, okay, is a binomial, huh? Binomial distribution. That should be the answer, binomial distribution. Okay, binomial distribution. Why binomial? We already have a fixed number of trial, 30 students. We have the yes or no to outcome. Either they got more than half or not more than half. The probability of getting more than half is supposed to be always the same, 0.7. And in this case, test, each students will have their own scores. Okay, it's independent. We also can say your M is binomially distributed 30, 0.7. Okay, 30 for the students, 0.7 for the success. How many do you expect to obtain more than half? So that is actually, we wanted to know the expected value for here. Okay, that is your EM, because we are using M, so it's going to be EM is going to be NP. So N is 30, P is 0.7. You multiply, you'll be getting 21. It's not asked, but if you want to find the variant, okay, variant of M is NPQ. So N is 30, P is 0.7, Q is 0.3. That gives you 6.3. 1 times 6.3. So therefore, if you are asked for the standard deviation, that will be square root of 6.3. And that's whatever the value is. You can just press your calculator. 2.50510. Depending on what's the accuracy they want, you give accordingly. Okay, so that is done. Any questions? Give me a minute. I just want to see people. Let's take it as attendance. How do I do this? Okay. All right. Okay. Next. This is similar to your question in the what is that enthalpy session. In this case, we have again MUFY game. That's a virtual run, badminton, futsal, chess, male, female. Okay, I don't know how many of you actually fall trap for the trap. Okay, M is male, F is not female, is for futsal. Okay, so the probability of your male, you add up the male here, you can get the summation of your male is 66. Okay, and then we are interested, the other one is futsal is 64. These are only two events. Huh? There are so many other events. You can also get the female, you can get the other runs, and all the other data are not important. We just wanted these two. Okay, because there's only two events, M and futsal, male and futsal. So add up the column for the male, you get 66, and add up the row for futsal, you get 64. So the probability of your male, okay, I'll just write it here. Probability of your M is equals to 66 over the total. Total is 140. Answers must be in simplest fraction, 33 over 70. And number 2, wanted the probability of F. Okay, that's futsal. This is 64 over 140. That would be 16 over 35. And we want that both together. Okay, probability male that playing futsal is, you look at this column, male and futsal, you get 40 of them, right? So that is 40 over 140, and you get that is 2 over 7. Okay. State with a clear explanation event is mutually exclusive or not. Of course, they are not mutually exclusive. Okay. B.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I think the total is 130.
130. Yeah.
Yeah. Not 140.
Is that right, people? Let me give me a second. Or somebody saying something. 180. Not definitely not 180. Anybody else?
Yeah, sir. The 40 for futsal, why didn't you add that one, sir?
40 for futsal. Why don't I add that in?
Because the total is 180, sir, isn't it?
Yes, sir. 180. 180. It's total at 180.
This is wrong, is it? Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, correct. La. Missed something.
Yeah. Male is 106.
106.
106.
And female is?
74.
Okay, something is not right. Okay, anyway. So sorry for the error. So that is actually 106, 180. All this is not right. So male is 106 over 180. That's fraction, and it's 53 over 90. This is F is 64. 180.
Sir, 74.
Sorry,
74. 74.
why 74? Is futsal, not female.
Female. Oh.
Okay. 16 over 45 is F for futsal, not female. Huh? What am I doing? 1645. So this is 40 over 180. 4 over 8 is 9 over 2 over 9. 4 divided by 8. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. No, went wrong. Huh? Might have missed some numbers. That's the important of you double check. Huh? That's important of you double check your calculator calculations entries. Huh? So that's a good example of missing some values, especially when you have so many. Yeah? So add up them and always double check. Explain if they are mutually exclusive or not. Because there is an overlap, they should not be not mutually exclusive, right? Since the probability of M intersection with the F is not equals to 0. Okay, even M and F are not mutually exclusive. Okay, mutually exclusive means the two circle is apart. This is mutually exclusive. But because there is an overlap, because there are 40 people here, they're playing, there are male and also futsal, so it's not equal to 0. Therefore, they are not mutually exclusive. State whether these are independent or not. For the independent or not, you need to show the working. Take the probability of your M, multiply by the probability of futsal. The M is 53 over 90. Times by the probability of futsal, 1645. Okay, I don't think so. That will be the same, right? 53 times by 90 times by 16 divided by 45. You get 424 over 2025, and that is not equivalent to the intersection, which is 2 over 9. Okay, so you're gonna say that since you're gonna say that since the probability of male times by the probability of your the futsal is not equivalent to the probability of them overlapping. Okay, you must find manually and calculate one by one. You multiply. If does not equals, then they are not independent. So you're gonna say that therefore your event, okay, events M and F are not independent. Okay, they are not independent. Okay, any questions here? Two examples already on this. You must know whether it's independent or not independent according to the calculate. You must find manually M times your F first, and then compare that with the actual value. How do I get the actual value? That's 40 over the total. Not necessarily always not independent. There are times they will be the same. There are times. It's just that the two examples we had here is not independent. Another example of basic probability here, but in this case, is a bit more or sorry, you need to use a bit more of the theory. 120 MUFY students were asked, so their total is 120 lah. Okay, 120. Whether they want topical test or they want application task, which is A, T or A. So T come first and then A. Out of this 120, 10, they would not prefer to do either any lah. Okay, they just want to come there and then no need to do the test. 87 wants topic test, T, and 35 wants assignment or application task. What is this addition rule? All right, addition rule is the A is addition rule is they wanted here use that is find the number of students. It's just number, not probability. So that means your T come first. Number of T, your N of T, the N of T plus the N of A minus the N of T intersection A should be equivalent to the number of T union A. Okay, we know that T is 35 plus we know that A is 85. We do not know the number of here. And we know the union because 10 don't want to do any. So that means this is 120 minus 10, you'll get 110. Okay. T union A is equivalent to the total. Okay, equals to the number of the sample space minus the number of not in T intersection not in A. Okay, the number, you just put the number. If it's probability, you put probability. So therefore, you can get a number of wanted to do both. Must be the hardworking student. Want to do both, you should be getting 12. Okay. You are required to represent this into the Venn diagram. So put that in a Venn diagram. You want it to be in a Venn diagram. So first circle is T. Second circle should be A lah. T A. Wanna do both is 12. Don't wanna do any is 10. Test is 87. So balance should be 75 here. And A should be 23. Make a quick check. Add up all these four numbers. You should be getting 120. Okay. Add up these four numbers. You must get 120. Okay, we are almost there. Next is your C1. You're supposed to find the probability of T prime, not in a T. You either can do 1 minus T, but I think not in T is very obvious, 23 and 10. Okay, not in a T. Outside T is 23 and 10. So that is actually 33 over 120. simplest fraction, that is 11 over 40. And then you wanted to know that this is n, n is number of the union, which is you already know, which is 110. Number 2, number of your T union A. Yeah, so that means you add up this number, so that is actually 75 plus 12 plus 23. You get 110, or right, or you can take 120 not in T, not in A, which is the 10. Okay, you also can do that. Either you're going to add up all the three numbers, or total minus the one outside the two circle. A given T. This is again another conditional, so I hope by now you're already an expert. Probability A given T. So we want to know the probability of your A intersection with your T divided by the probability of your T. So in this case, you actually no need to worry about the universal set. If you want to look at the Venn diagram, you just look at the T. Out of the T, only 12 are shared with the A. So the overlap is 12 divided by the T. So it's 12 over 87. So you're going to get 12 over 87. I think that's the simplest formula. All right, any questions? Looks like no. 85 now. We are the last questions. The last question. Okay. Teacher, how to get 12? E prime T should be 45 over. What have I done now? How to get 12? T prime. T prime, right? Why is it 45? 23 plus 10. Can people speak or not? It's pretty easier. Why plus 12? Because 12 is inside the T, uncle. 12 is within the T, right? So it's just outside the T. How to get 12? Here, you just do the maths here, the number. The total is 110. So that means the 75 plus this one initially we do not know, plus the 23, you must get 110. Okay, so you do the maths, you bring it there, and then 85 plus, sorry, that's 87, not 85. Yeah. 87. Okay, I think now should be okay, huh? 87, my bad. Right, 87. Right, any more? We have 86. All right, the last question. I hope this is all right. The percentage of unsuccessful online transaction for a particular credit card is about 3%. Right, unsuccessful 3%. So we talked here, our success is unsuccessful is our success lah. Okay, so that means your P is equals to 0.03. Successful become failure. Okay, success is unsuccessful. So let X be the number of unsuccessful online transactions. In a day, there were 200 customer uses the whatever credit card is, so that N is 200. State with reason the type of probability distribution of X. So in this case, either successfully or unsuccessful online transaction, two outcome. we have fixed number of trial, 200 customer. The customers are all supposed to be independent, all right? And the probability of you having success is 0.3. So it is a binomial distribution. The reason I already mentioned, right? Your A is the X is a binomial distribution. Whereby your X should be binomially distributed 200, 0.03. Reasons, right? Your reason, first you have fixed number of trial. That is actually 200 in this case. Next, you have the probability, there's only two outcomes, right? Only two possible outcomes. Success, unsuccessful, a success or failure. Your probability of success remain constant. Okay. Remain same or constant, which is 0.03, and it is all independent. Independent trials. So assume the customers does not influence each other. Independent trials. Okay, that's done the first part. Second part is we wanted to at most 10 unsuccessful online transaction at most, at most. At most, that means probability X is should be sorry, first is am I missing questions? Exactly, sorry, exactly means equals to 10. So you can use your binomial PDF, right? In this case, binomial PDF, N is 200, success is 0.03, and you have N is 10. Okay, N is 10. So that gives you answer is 0.0407. Assume that you wanted in 4DP. For accuracy, read the question. Read the question. Next, want to find probability at most is 10. So X is less or equivalent to 10. So this is cumulation from 0 to 10, binomial CDF. 200, 0.03, 10. That means you're taking the 0 plus the 1 plus the 2 until 10. I think answer is 0.9599. Next is more than 6 unsuccessful. More than 6. Probability X is more than 6 is equivalent to 1 minus probability. More than 6 means is 7. So that means we don't want the 6 here. So we are going to use, because accumulation only only can be done from 0 to somewhere greater than 6 cannot be done. X is less or equivalent to 6. And if you do the calculator, I think you should be getting 0.6063. So in this case, 1 minus binomial CDF lah. Okay, 200, 0.03, 6. Expected value. Okay, what is the expected number of unsuccessful transactions? So out of the 200, your expected value EX is NP.
Sir, for
Yeah.
number three, isn't it 0.393 and 394?
This one
Because
394.
1 minus, yeah,
I know chat minus, is it?
I think so, sir.
Okay, probably, yeah. 0.3.
3937.
Okay. Right. Yeah, probably I did not minus. Yeah. NP is 200 times 0.03 gives you, I think, 6. Next, you are asked to find the, what is it asked to be found? Is the standard deviation. So for standard deviation, you always start with the variant. Okay. You want to do the straightaway square root, as is also okay, but I always start with the variant of your X. Is your NPQ. So that will give you 5.82. Therefore, your standard deviation of your X is equivalent to square root of 5.82. That gives you 2.4145. Okay, 4125. Right, up to this is very normal question, very standard. E and F looks a bit different in a week. Okay, in a week. Similar to the weather forecast in a week. The probability of 2 days having 10 unsuccessful unsuccessful online transaction. Okay, so in a day, so that should be actually, you can say that, sorry, in a week, E, let's say I'm going to call it a W, should be binomially distributed. Your N is 7. For the 10 unsuccessful from the answer B1, you'll get 0.0407. So you want to have only 2, so probability W equivalent to 2. Okay, so that is your binomial PDF. Answer should be 0.0282. Agree? Okay, if you use this value, you'll get actually 83, which is going to be wrong. You must use the exact value of P equals to 10. I think I mentioned for the, you can actually store it. Okay, let me show again. So that is second distribution alpha A. We are doing it 200 trials. Success is 0.03. X value is 10. Because that's the value of probability, because you round up R become 407. So what we're going to do is you're going to press store, okay, STO alpha A. So it will keep it as a value is A. Yeah? Next, we're going to do just now was the in a week. Second distribution alpha A now is only 7. The success is not this, so you're going to put in alpha A. Okay, and we want only 2. You paste it. So you get your answer now to be only 8.2, not 8.3. The importance of you using the exact value, because they go to very meticulously, given that 8.3 is actually wrong. Okay, we are at the last part. 85. Okay, now last part. Now last part is a bit interesting. Is that we're gonna use the formula of calculation using the log or ln. Find the number of unsuccessful online transactions needed so that the probability more than 6 unsuccessful on online transaction is at least 90%. Okay, at least 90%. So what you're going to do is the maths is this is F probability of your X being more than 6, okay, is greater than 0.9 at least. So it's inclusive, right? And we cannot do this mathematically. So it's going to be 1 minus probability. Your X is less or equivalent to 6 equals to 0.9. Go there, come here. So that's probability your X lesser or equivalent to 6. What's it going to be? 0.1. Okay, so there is so many here. You're going to have basically 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. If you want to do the formula way, you're going to be surely going to have a difficult time. So what we're going to do is simple trial and error. You're going to have your n and the probability. Okay. So we know that when it's 6, sorry, when n is 200, we just calculated earlier, and our answer was 0.3937. 0.3937. Okay. So you play around. Where is that? Not minus, right? See. I'm gonna use this recycle. So 200. Use the 6. Okay, this is the 6. Right? Why is it so different? The PDF on my goodness. Second distribution alpha B. The alpha B trial is 200. E is 0.03. X value we use 6 first just now, all right? and then you paste. Yeah, you get this value because we already minus 1. So this one you must get. Let me just put it back here. All right. 2, 2, 2. Second is 1. Okay. So you got to change the value now. Just play along. Change it to, let's say, it's too far. We want to get too far. Let's make it to 300. Why 300? Because the value is quite far. This is 0.4 and just now is only is 0.1, quite far, right? Quite far. So that's why I'm trying with the 300. If it's close, then you can choose a smaller value, all right? Yeah. Why is it getting bigger? What have I done? Oh yeah, correct. So this is already the whole thing, all right? And we need to get until getting first time more than 0.9, all right? First time more than 0.9. So when I use 300, you just record the value is 0.8, all right? So you just put in here the record it to be 300. Show this evidence if it's come out 0.8. And then you go and change it again. Okay. Now maybe it's getting closer. We want to get to 0.9, 0.9. So in this case, probably I will not put 400 because it's too much. I would just try probably 50, 350. You want to put 400 can, I will put 350. It's already past 0.9. All right, so it's going to be 350. All right, 350, you will get 0.9. Forgot. Yeah. 902, all right, 902. So you need just to make sure that this is the first time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down a bit. I'm going to go to maybe 348. Okay, I just want to check 348. Okay, 348. You go into this, change to this to 348. Okay, no point of do 340 because it's okay, it's already below. Okay, 348 is below. 899, 0.899. So we want first time to be more than 0.9. So what I'm going to do is between these two. So obviously it's just try with the 349. Try with the 349. So that's you go in and you oopsie. Go down, change the 8 to 9. 9. Okay, and so you got the first time because this is moving from 48 to 49. So it's the first time is going above 0.9. Okay, so it's 349 should be your answer. 0.9. Oops, you also first forget. 9003. Okay, 9003. It's not the same as what we did before. What we did in a class, it was just at least 1, right? So that is just left only 0. But here is you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, a lot. So for you to work with that, it's definitely not easy. So you're going to use the knowledge of this trial and error. Therefore, your N is 349. Okay. What are my table I'm doing? I'm doing this. Doing this. Okay, so this is the probability. So we're gonna have 1 minus. Or if you want to do this, it should be lesser, yeah, because I did not minus. If you just want to find this, then it will be only 0.6, 0.1, sorry. I think this is, yeah, first time going lesser than 0.1. Are we okay? So this is 349 online transaction. Are we okay?
Yes, sir. I
Yeah.
suddenly had a thought for the probability of x greater than 6, right? What does the probability actually mean? Like, for example, for this one, it says probability of x greater than 6. Imagine if the probability of x greater than 6 is 0.9, right?
No,
Or-
not yeah, but then you
Yeah.
do not know number of transaction. Your n is unknown, so you want to know what is your n equals to.
Yes, sir. But I mean, like, what exactly does the probability mean? Does it mean that, like, out of 200,
No, it's
two-
not 200 because when it's out of 200, that probability was just only 0.3.
no, sir. I mean, a separate question. Okay, let's look at this one, for example, where, like, probability of x,
Hello?
sorry,
Hello?
sir, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So let's look at this one first, sir, where at 200, the probability is of x greater than 6 is 0.3937, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
what does that mean? Does that mean, like, out of the
That means out of
200,
the 200 transactions, okay, out of the 200 transactions, for you to have more than 6 failure, unsuccessful, more than 6 unsuccessful transaction, it will be about 0.4.
so means then if we went 200 times that probability, so in order to have more than in order to have more than 6 failures, we need to have 78 failures. Is that what it means?
78 failures.
Because, like, 0.3937 times 200 is like 78.74, right? I want to know what does that mean?
Oh, this means if you have, that means if you have, it's about, yeah, you're right, that means about 40%. 40% of the transaction will have more than 6 unsuccessful.
Oh, okay, I think I understand now, sir.
So that means in out of this scenario, we don't talk about the 200, we talk about percentage. It's like about 40% of the transactions, of all the transactions, will have maybe 7 failure, 8 failure, 9 failure, unsuccessful.
Oh, okay.
7 unsuccessful, 8, 9, and until the 200.
So if you went 200 times that probability, that number means nothing, basically.
We don't talk about that number because that you're confusing yourself with the expected value. So we talk about percentage. So it's about 40%.
Okay.
We talk about
Okay, thank you,
40%,
sir.
which is about 80 in terms of the number. It'll be 80.
Yeah,
So
okay.
if you go and times it, then you're gonna make yourself confusing with the expected value.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any more questions? Okay. So if not, it's already yeah, we're about time. Yes. See you all on Monday. Have a good weekend, people. I will stop recording.